3 days before trial, a black Mercedes with tinted glass pulled up beside Donna on Webster Avenue.
$40,000. Just forget the make and color of the car.
Donna took the envelope, looked at the shadowed figure, and stepped out of the car without a word. 6 weeks earlier, she was walking home when a red BMW ran a light and struck a delivery cyclist, then fled.
Oh God, he's not stopping. The plate. Remember the plate.
Daco Cavo 19. She repeated it until the letters were burned into her memory. The cyclist, Rafael Jimenez, lay in the street with a shattered leg, a Dominican father of 3. The driver was Derek Crane, 19, son of developer Victor Crane. Arrested within hours, Donna was the only eyewitness. A subpoena arrived 3 days later, commanding her testimony.
$40,000. A fortune. But can I look at my son and know I sold the truth?
That night, Donna walked through the lobby of her building, the envelope of cash hidden in her bag, her mind still churning.
Crane Properties. The same name as the defendant. It can't be a coincidence.
She hurried upstairs and opened her laptop, searching for Victor Crane. Within seconds, she found a news article. Real estate mogul's son arrested in hit and run.
Victor Crane owns 14 buildings in the Bronx, including this one.
The man in the black Mercedes was her landlord. He held her home in his hands.
Ma, you've been staring at that screen for 10 minutes. What's going on?
Nothing. Just some news. How was school?
The weight of the bribe sat in her closet, but the real threat was the name on the lobby plaque.
If I testify, I lose this apartment. If I don't, I lose myself.
The next morning, Donna passed the superintendent's office and saw a fresh eviction notice pinned to the board. Her own maintenance request for a broken window had been ignored for 3 weeks, while others got quick repairs.
You think they fix things fair? I've been here 15 years. It's all favors. Do what the landlord wants, and your sink gets unclogged. Refuse, and you'll find an eviction notice under your door. Seen it happen to good people.
$40,000 for a favor. So it's not just a bribe. It's a loyalty test.
She remembered the pattern. Tenants who complained about the boiler got eviction threats for minor lease violations. She had no allies here. The super answered to Crane. Every phone call, every repair, controlled from the top floor.
If I slip, Jamal pays the price. His school, his friends, everything we've built in this place.
The weight of the cash and the threat of eviction pressed down like a second silence in the room.
I have to do something, but if I make the wrong move, we're out on the street.
2 nights before trial, the local news ran a segment on Rafael Jimenez. His wife wept on camera, pleading for the witness to come forward.
Those tears are because I remembered a license plate. And now I am supposed to pretend I didn't?
Ma, you've been staring at that television like it's gonna give you answers. What's eating you?
It's nothing, Jamal. Work stress? I'll be fine. Go do your homework. Mama used to say, if you sell your word, what do you have left? Less than nothing.
The trial is in 2 days. Remember our agreement. $40,000 buys a bad memory.
He's watching. He knows I haven't committed. This is my last chance to fall in line.
Ma, you ain't sleeping. You jump at every sound. Something's wrong. Tell me what it is.
If I lie, I protect this apartment. But how can I look at my son and teach him to be honest?
The trial was 36 hours away. She clutched the bribe and her mother's photo, unable to choose. The memory of that afternoon on Webster Avenue replayed in Donna's mind, frame by frame. She had been walking home when the black Mercedes slowed to a crawl beside her, its rear window descending.
I understand you are a tenant in one of my buildings. Would be a shame if your lease were not renewed. $40,000 for a simple stroke of memory loss. You forget the car. We forget your eviction history.
Donna finally understood. The bribe was never about money. It was a mortgage on her silence, with her home as the collateral.
Take the money. Don't say a word. He's not offering, he's collecting.
She grasped the envelope, felt its weight, and stepped out of the Mercedes without a word.
He thinks I am bought. That's the only advantage I have.
Now, 36 hours before the trial, the envelope sat on her kitchen table, heavy as a loaded gun.
I can't trust him, but maybe I can use his confidence against him.
Once Jamal was asleep, Donna slid the manila envelope into the back of her closet, behind the winter coats, but she couldn't sleep. The money felt radioactive, poisoning the small apartment.
Ma, I am not stupid. You are hiding something. Ever since that accident, you've been a wreck.
I can't tell you, Jamal, not yet. Just trust me.
She saw the hurt in his eyes, the confusion. He was 15, and she was teaching him that secrets were safer than truth.
What kind of mother am I if I lie to my own son to cover up a bribe?
Later, alone with the envelope, she opened it and stared at the stacks of hundreds.
40,000 pieces of guilt. But if I take this to the cops, Crane evicts us before the ink dries.
She picked up her mother's photo, the one woman who would have told her to burn the money.
I don't know how to be the woman you raised right now. I am just so tired.
The next morning, Donna pulled out her laptop and searched Bronx property records for Crane Holdings. 14 buildings, all with open code violations, all occupied. A web of tenants living in controlled neglect.
You still poking around, Miss Williams? I told you, it's a web. Once you are in, you never get out. Seen people fight back and end up homeless. Crane's got lawyers for days. You can't beat the system.
She followed him to the basement, where the boiler sat rusted and silent for weeks.
He keeps us cold, so we'll beg for warmth. Then he names his price. A favor, a signature, a closed mouth.
It's not just my apartment. It's every family in this building. He's been running a favor factory for years.
Later, she Googled Victor Crane's headquarters, a glass tower in Manhattan with gold lettering and a roof garden.
He's got a penthouse view, while we can't get a working elevator. And now he thinks he owns me too.
The bribe wasn't just a payment, it was a gate. Once through it, she was part of the system, marked forever. That evening, a folded note slid under her door. She opened it with trembling hands. 1 day left. Your memory is valuable. Don't make us remind you again.
They're not just watching, they're timing me. Every step I take outside this building.
She checked the locks twice that night, pushing a chair under the doorknob.
Burn it. Just burn it and pretend it never happened. But then what? They'll know.
She carried the envelope to the kitchen, held a lighter to the corner, then stopped.
Destroying this won't destroy their hold. They'll just come for something else. Jamal.
A car idled outside for too long. She peered through the blinds and saw the black Mercedes.
He's here, checking to see if I am still obedient.
She backed away from the window, the bribe heavy in her hands, and knew she had to choose before the sun rose for trial. By 4 a.m., Donna stopped trembling. She pulled the envelope from the closet and set it on the table.
Mama, you said blood and truth are the same. I can't give one without the other.
She slipped out before Jamal woke, the bribe heavy in a tote bag, and walked straight to the subway. An hour later, she stood outside the FBI's Manhattan field office, a glass tower reflecting the gray morning.
If I walk through that door, there's no unringing the bell. They'll evict us, or worse.
She pushed through the revolving door and approached the security desk, her voice low but steady.
I need to speak with the Public Corruption Unit. I have evidence of a bribe.
The guard made a call. Within minutes, a woman in a dark pantsuit appeared, her FBI badge clipped to her belt. Donna gripped the tote bag, the envelope's corners digging into her side, and followed the agent through a secure door.
I just handed my life to strangers, but at least I can look at my son again.
The agent led Donna to a sparse interview room with a metal table and 2 chairs. She gestured for her to sit.
I am Agent Patricia Molina, Public Corruption. You said you have evidence of a bribe?
This envelope contains $40,000. My landlord, Victor Crane, gave it to me to forget the make and color of the car.
Molina didn't flinch. She opened a laptop and played a recording. The recording crackled. $40,000 for a simple stroke of memory loss. You forget the car. We forget your eviction history.
They already had the entire conversation. I wasn't bringing them a secret. I was bringing them the final piece.
We've been investigating Victor Crane for 2 years. His driver's car has been bugged for months. Your bribe on tape closes the witness tampering charge.
So what happens now? I testify, and he evicts me. My son, he threatened my family.
If you cooperate, we'll protect you, but we need you to wear a wire tomorrow when you testify. Can you do that?
They're not asking me to be a witness. They're asking me to be a weapon. And for the first time, I am ready.
Molina walked Donna through the plan. Wear the wire, act normal, and record every threat Victor made.
You testify truthfully. If Crane or his people call, record it. Any hint of retaliation, we move in.
She handed Donna a transmitter no wider than a credit card, its wire looping under her jacket.
I have to pretend I am still his pawn while wearing a federal wire. One slip, and it's over.
By midday, Donna was back in the Bronx, walking into her building as if nothing had changed. But the familiar hallways felt different. Every flickering light, every closing door tightened her chest. Upstairs, Jamal was already home. She hugged him tighter than usual, making him pull back.
Just glad to see you, baby. Long day.
That night, she checked the wire in her closet, then lay awake, listening for the sound of the black Mercedes.
Tomorrow I either save our home or lose it forever. No pressure.
The phone buzzed before sunrise. Donna unlocked it and saw a message from a blocked number.
They're watching even now. Every word typed. Every move tracked.
She typed back a single word, understood. Then she deleted the thread. When Jamal came into the kitchen, she was still holding the phone, knuckles white.
Ma, you are not okay. I saw the news. They said the witness might be pressured. Is that you? Are they threatening us?
No, Jamal. Nobody's threatening us. I just have to do the right thing tomorrow. That's all.
She turned away so he wouldn't see the tight line of her jaw or the bulge of the wire under her sweater.
I am protecting him by lying. But what if this is the last conversation we have before they retaliate?
After he went to bed, she called Molina from the bathroom, water running to muffle her voice. Molina answered on the first ring. Donna reported the text, her voice steady. "I am ready for tomorrow," she said, and hung up. The cab dropped her at the Bronx Criminal Courthouse, a gray monolith under overcast sky. Donna adjusted her blazer, feeling the wire's outline, and walked up the stone steps. Inside, the courtroom was quiet. She placed one hand on the Bible, repeated the oath, and sat in the witness box. The prosecutor asked her to recount the events of the 12th of March. The room held its breath.
A red BMW ran the red light on Webster and struck the cyclist. I saw the plate, DRKB19. The car didn't slow down.
Derek Crane's arrogant posture collapsed. He stared at the table, knuckles white. In the second row, Victor Crane leaned toward his lawyer. A few words, spoken behind a hand, but Donna saw the fury.
They think I am just a stubborn tenant. They don't know every word here is being recorded by the FBI.
The prosecutor asked if she was certain of the car's make and color. Donna turned to the jury.
I am certain. It was a red BMW, and I'll never forget it.
Her testimony was complete. The trap was closing. As Donna stepped out of the courthouse, a black sedan idled across the street. Two men inside, eyes fixed on her.
That sedan wasn't there when I arrived. They're not just watching, they're closing in.
She ducked into a corner store, grabbed a burner phone from her bag, and dialed Molina's number.
We see the sedan. Stay calm. Walk to the bus stop, then take the alley. We'll intercept them.
Donna followed the instructions. As she turned into the alley, an unmarked FBI van cut off the sedan. She didn't look back. She just walked, her wire alive, her heart pounding. That night, as Donna sat in her apartment, her phone rang. Victor's blocked number. She pressed record.
You testified. The agreement is void. You've made a very expensive mistake, Miss Williams. And your son. How is Jamal? He walks to school alone, doesn't he?
Donna ended the call and immediately dialed Molina. Her voice cracked, but she delivered the recording. 6 hours after the threat call, FBI agents raided Crane Tower and Victor's penthouse. They found ledgers, cash, and the original recording. Victor was cuffed in his own lobby, silver hair disheveled, shouting about his lawyers. From a motel room, Donna watched the breaking news on a small television. Mogul arrested in bribery sting.
We got him. The Wire and your testimony sealed it. Tax fraud, witness tampering, bribery, he's done.
2 days later, Derek Crane, faced with his father's arrest and overwhelming evidence, pleaded guilty. The indictment against Victor Crane listed 14 properties and 23 counts. The same buildings he'd used as leverage were now listed as criminal proceeds.
He's in a cell. But my building still hangs in the balance. What about Jamal? What about us?
The FBI assured her the building would be placed in receivership, but its future was unsettled. The immediate threat was gone, but the $40,000 still sat in evidence, and the real fight was just beginning. The morning after Victor's arrest, Donna walked back into her building. The familiar brass sign now a trophy rather than a threat.
Miss Williams, you did what we all dreamed of. Now the vultures might come for the carcass.
That afternoon, a flyer appeared in the elevator. Tenant meeting tonight. Your home, your future. The basement community room filled with tense faces, folding chairs, scraping the floor.
Crane's empire is in bankruptcy. The buildings could be sold to the highest bidder, or we can buy it ourselves.
A tenant's co-op means no landlord. We own the walls around us, and no one can use our homes as leverage again.
A murmur of fear rippled through the room. A woman in the back asked what happens if they fail.
We've been living under fear for years. We know how to survive. This time, we build something instead of just enduring.
Jamal watched from the back, a proud smile breaking through his teenage stoicism. The vote was nearly unanimous. The tenants would pursue a cooperative purchase, with Donna leading the charge. A week after the tenant vote, the court addressed the bribe's disposition. The judge ordered the $40,000 donated to Rafael Jimenez's family. Donna sat in the gallery, her eyes fixed on the prosecutor as he read the order aloud. When the gavel fell, she watched the clerk draft the check that would erase her final tie to Victor's crime. Days later, in a rehabilitation center, Rafael Jimenez took his first steps with a walker. His wife held the check, weeping quietly.
I never thought I'd see my kids play again. This money, it's not just cash, it's a future.
When Donna visited, he pushed himself upright, hugged her, and whispered words she'd replay for years.
You could have forgotten, but you remembered. My children have a home because of you.
That same afternoon, a federal grand jury returned the indictment against Victor Crane. 23 counts, public and sealed, shaking the real estate world.
The bribe is where it belongs. Victor is facing judgment. Now we just need to make our building our own.
The legal wheels kept turning, but the co-op's future still hung on a knife's edge, waiting for financing and a final vote. After months of fundraising and legal battles, the co-op purchase was finalized. The building belonged to the tenants.
I never thought I'd see the day. Our name's on the deed, not Crane's. We're free.
At the formal election meeting, Donna stood before the assembled tenants, her confidence hard-won.
I've been scared and broke, but I've never been bought. And now we own these walls.
She was elected board chair by unanimous vote. The room stood and applauded.
This is not just a building. It's our sanctuary, our shield, and I will protect it with everything I have.
The old brass sign came down. A new one went up, Williams Co-op. Jamal watched from the crowd, pride overtaking his teenage reserve.
You gave us a future, Donna. You made an old man believe again in justice.
Donna Williams, once a bribe taker in his eyes, was now the leader of a new era for the 11-story building. The sentencing hearing for Victor Crane drew a full gallery. The judge didn't spare him. Tax fraud, witness tampering, bribery, 15 years in federal prison. The Crane empire was over. Derek's plea was formalized, and he received a 5-year sentence for leaving the scene of an accident. The Jimenez family was awarded a civil settlement that would cover medical bills and lost wages for years. Donna stood outside the courthouse, reporters shouting questions about the bribe and the co-op.
I didn't do it for fame. I did it because my mother taught me that truth isn't for sale.
The $40,000 donation was publicly recognized, and the check was framed in Raphael's home.
You didn't just testify, you dismantled a system. The city owes you.
The city just needed someone to remember. I am glad it was me.
She looked past the cameras at the Williams Co-op sign, knowing the real victory stood behind those doors. Before sunrise, Donna and Jamal climbed to the rooftop. The Bronx sprawled below, quiet and beginning to glow.
I was scared, Ma. When you came home all tight-lipped, I thought we were gonna lose everything.
So was I. But my mother once told me something I carried with me every single day. She said, "Blood is the one thing rich and poor share equally. When you give it, you give life itself." I wasn't just fighting for walls. I was fighting for the people inside them.
You gave us a new life, Ma. Not just a home. A future where nobody can push us around.
They watched the sun spill gold over the buildings, a new day for a neighborhood that had been unseen for too long.
We built this, not with a handout, but with the truth. And it will hold.
She looked at the Williams Co-op sign below, then at Jamal, and smiled without the weight she'd carried for months.
Your grandmother would be proud. Not of me, of what we became together.
The city stirred below, but on that rooftop the fight was over. Justice had been built, brick by brick, by a single mom who refused to forget. A week after the sentencing, the co-op hummed with a quiet, productive peace.
Look at this window, Miss Williams. Fixed in 2 days. That never happened under Crane.
Donna sorted mail in her closet-sized office, a stack of repair invoices, and a single handwritten thank you card. In the basement, the old boiler chugged warmly, its rusted pipes replaced by shiny copper.
You did more than save a building. You showed us we could fight and win.
She walked outside and sat on the front stoop, the early winter sun low and amber.
The spot where the Mercedes idled now holds a planter box full of marigolds.
Inside, a notice on the community board listed the next co-op meeting and a sign-up for a repair committee. A neighbor waved from across the street, and Donna raised her hand, feeling the simple warmth of belonging. She returned to her office, opened the thank you card, and placed it next to her mother's photo. That evening, Donna climbed to the rooftop alone, the sunset spilling orange in rows across the Bronx. In her hand was a crayon, drawing her youngest had made, a stick figure with big hands, holding a red heart.
All that fear. And it came down to a drawing. Home isn't walls. It's the people inside them.
She looked out at the neighborhood she'd helped reclaim, the co-op's new sign glowing in the last light.
Mama, you were right. Truth and blood, they're the same. And we gave them both.
She folded the drawing carefully and tucked it into her jacket, over her heart. The city lights began to flicker on below, a skyline reborn.
We built this. Not just a building, a promise. And it will hold.
She smiled, not because the fight was over, but because she had finally been seen. The sun dipped below the Bronx, and the Williams Co-op stood as a monument, not to one woman, but to every tenant who refused to be invisible.